from protesters in Lincoln Park. QST, this is the Whiskey Sour.
One battle after another ends not with a neatly tied resolution, but with a loaded image. Willa stepping into a protest, her father Bob watching with a mix of pride, fear, and acceptance. It's a quiet moment in a loud story, but it carries the film's heaviest meaning. Many viewers walked away wondering what the final protest symbolizes, why the ending feels deliberately incomplete, and what Paul Thomas Anderson, interpreting themes from Thomas Pynchon, is trying to say about resistance, legacy, and the cycles we inherit. The truth is this: the ending isn't about the end at all. It's about the continuation of the fight, the shifting of the battle from one generation to the next. Let's break it down. 1. Willa's protest isn't rebellion. It's inheritance. Throughout the film, Bob's mission evolves from a chaotic rescue operation into something more emotionally grounded. He wants his daughter to know who she is, where she comes from, and what has shaped their broken, complicated family. But the reunion with Willa doesn't turn into a sentimental ending. Instead, she immediately pushes him, literally and symbolically, by asking for the secret password only her real father would know. This key moment matters because it confirms Bob's identity, but more importantly, it shows Willa's agency, her clarity, and her understanding of the world she's growing up in. Willa doesn't follow Bob's path. She inherits the spirit behind it. The final protest is her decision, her step toward a future where she chooses to fight not because her father did, but because she understands why he did. It's the movie's statement that children don't just continue the battles their parents started, they redefine them. 2. Bob's arc isn't about victory, it's about letting go. Leonardo DiCaprio's portrayal of Bob is built on contradiction. A man driven by love but shaped by violence. Someone who wants connection but keeps destroying it. Someone who claims to fight for justice but can barely hold his personal life together. The film never hides this duality, it embraces it. By the ending, Bob realizes something critical. If he tries to shape Willa into a copy of himself, he will fail her completely. This is why the final scene is so quiet. Bob does not follow Willa into the protest. He doesn't lecture her. He doesn't drag her back. Instead, for the first time in the entire film, he stands still and lets her choose her direction. His battle is not the same as hers, but his journey has finally prepared him to accept that. The ending becomes a moment of humility. Bob cannot fight Willa's battles. He can only trust her to fight her own. 3. The protest represents a new phase of the revolution. Throughout the film, the antagonistic force embodied by Lockjaw and the other members of the extremist Christmas Adventurers Club represents a deeply rooted, systemic form of violence and white supremacy. Even as Bob fights Lockjaw directly, the film repeatedly makes it clear that defeating one man doesn't dismantle the ideology he belongs to. That's the point. By the end, the enemy is no longer a single villain. It's a system, a culture, a historical force. So the final protest holds symbolic weight. It shows the fight is far from over. It shifts the focus from individual conflict to collective action. It suggests Willa's generation understands resistance in new ways Bob never could. Where Bob fought alone, reacting out of trauma and desperation, Willa steps into organized communal action. She joins a movement. Not a chase, not a personal vendetta, a movement. This is why many critics have said that the final shot isn't about Bob at all. It's about Willa becoming the story's future. 4. Love and loss shape the ending more than violence does. Even though the film is built around action, the emotional core is found in its quieter beats. Bob reading Perfidia's letter, Willa testing Bob's identity, Bob silently watching Willa walk toward her future. Paul Thomas Anderson has stated that one of the film's central themes is being good to one another in the hardest times. That message isn't found in Bob's fists or in the explosive confrontations. It's found in the small decisions that define the characters. The final protest isn't just political. It's emotional. Bob lets Willa go not because he's indifferent, but because he loves her. Willa steps forward not because she's reckless, but because she believes in something bigger than herself. Their relationship becomes the microcosm of the film's bigger themes. Love can inspire resistance, but it can also teach us when to step back and allow others to grow. 5. The ending is a loop, a cycle of conflict and renewal. As Sportskeeda and other reviewers noted, the ending suggests that the battles continue carried forward by the next generation. It's not pessimistic and it's not hopeful, it's realistic. The story rejects the fairy tale ending where the hero saves the day and the world becomes peaceful. Instead, it shows us conflicts evolve. Ideologies shift. Generations reinterpret what justice means. The final protest creates a loop. Bob fought one battle after another. Now Willa begins her first. And after her, another generation will continue the cycle. It's not defeat, it's continuity. The film's title becomes literal in the last shot. Final meaning of the ending. The final protest in one battle after another shows that the fight for justice is never finished, it changes hands. Willa represents a new, smarter, more unified generation of resistance. Bob's greatest victory isn't defeating Lockjaw. It's raising someone who understands how to change the world in ways he never could. The revolution is not an event. It's a legacy. The ending is powerful because it's honest. One battle ends, another begins, and the future belongs to those brave enough to step toward it.